Good evening. I decided to come on here a little bit earlier because I will have to leave a little bit before the normal time. I'm going to home group with a friend and she's fetching me at 7. So we usually finish at 7. For that reason, I will be closing down this meeting about 10 minutes early, but I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem. Oh, I just saw now my top pulled up. So the top is one I made, but this jumpsuit is just bought one. I can't remember. It's like a, what's that? It's a sports shop. It was in America. Something balls. I can't remember. Oh, that's perfect, Aunt Bex. Becky, thank you for putting it there. So today I am just going to talk about that whole, so let's get back to the start. In the beginning of this, I said we are going to look at all the different ways of love. Or not all the different ways, because I think the obvious physical one we all know. But I'm going to look at the different other ones. So as we know, Valentine's Day started by a priest called Valentine, apparently, and he would marry soldiers, because the person who was ruling at that stage said that he didn't want people to get married, these soldiers to get married, because they fight better if they're not married. So for me, and also this Valentine, Saint Valentine, he was actually tortured in the end for what he did. So there's a place of caring for people and of looking after people. If you know, we spoke about the whole thing of friendship, loving your friends and just being there for them and doing nice things for them. But today I am doing this jackets for my sister, and she originally came and she said, no, can you do it and I'll pay you. But the thing is, sometimes in love we can do something for somebody else, not because we want approval or anything, just because we love them. And so I said to my sister, you're not paying because I'm going to do it for you. You ask, I'll do it, because the same counts both ways. If I ask you to do something for me, like I asked her to help a friend with some stuff, and she was more than willing to do that. So what I'm doing at the moment is just, I've overlocked it, so it was closed tops, and she doesn't like that. She wants zip up tops. So I've overlocked them, and I'm now just taking the overlocking and I'm just sewing it in, because you can make a knot, but if you do it like this, then it doesn't unpick the overlocking. So I'm going to do lazy zips on these. So what I call a lazy zip, because firstly, because you cut it open, you don't really have, you can put a seam, but then it pulls funny sometimes. So firstly, there's not really enough space on this to give it a proper seam. And with the pocket being there, it's also quite thick. So what I do with a lazy zipper, and I've done this before, is I take my zip and then I put it on top like that, because I like the way that looks. And then I sew it literally on the edge of the overlocking. So I will only lose like 1/2 centimeter of this. So we're going to pin these in place. I've cut 2 of them already, and that means if they're pinned, then I can do them later. Or maybe, yeah, no, we're just going to pin them. I don't feel like tacking today. And then after I've pinned both of them, I'll put it down on the table so they stay flat. I'm just going to try and see if I can move you. There you go. Oh no, it wants to kick out. How's that? There. Okay. Are you falling? Yep. Okay, that's better. So this way you can see it. So what I do is I put it on the table because then it keeps it flat and it prevents it from stretching out. And then I am just going to put my pins. And then when I start sewing, I will start sewing from that side because my pins are all showing that way. And then it's easy to pull them out as I go. And this is such a fast way to put a zip into a jacket or something. What you can also do, if there's a zip already, what I sometimes would do, if say there's a zip here, then I open that and that zip's not working anymore. Then I just take another zip, most often in another color, and then I will sew it. Let's just take this out. I will sew it next to the original zip so it sticks out. And it gives it such a fun feature because then you have the zip and you think like, but why is there two zips? And that's something my sister always asks for when she has a thing that broke. Now I've learned how to fix most of those broken ends, so she can't get them anymore all the time, but she still sometimes asks for them. It's like, oh, can't you do that thing that you always do? But I didn't want to do it today. Hi, who's that? I have glasses on. Diane, good morning. Okay, it's afternoon here. It's 6 o'clock, and I am trying to just pin these in place because I am going to home group tonight, which I'm really looking forward to. I haven't seen my home group since last year because I was just in too much pain. But I must say, today I'm feeling so much better. And I did go to the chiropractor today, and now the next step, because the back is not really, it's getting better kind of, but not really. I'm fine after a practice, after a session, but then it just goes back into a spasm. We now need to see with x-rays what is going on. So that will be the next step, is going for some x-rays to see what's going on with my back. Because in 2017, I was visiting a friend in St. Louis, and there's this cool place. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. This guy went around, I think it was maybe in the 60s, and they would, at that stage, they would like tear the vintage or the antique or the turn of the century buildings down. And he would go around and get all the hardware, like the gutters, which was quite wide. He turned into slides all over this building. And you have slides that goes outside of the building, and there is like an old safe that you can walk in. And there's all these really interesting things, and there's all these slides everywhere that goes from one height to the next height. And it was so much fun. So my friend and her husband took me there, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. But like the second last slide, the angle was wrong, and I broke my coccyx, and I had to fly back the next day. It was one of the most painful flights ever. So according to my chiro, that won't be the main thing, but the interesting thing is it was up at that point that the niggling started. So what he said, it could be that I cracked a vertebra in the process. So we need to see if there's any calcification or anything like that, and then decide what to do next or how to treat it next. So yeah, that has not been fun. And I don't understand why it's flaring up now. It's always been like niggly, but not as bad as it at the moment. So what I've also done is I've just gone back on carnivore because that always helps. And then it takes about 3 weeks before all inflammation leaves my body. But with having autoimmune issues, my body is prone to inflammation in general. So I think it's just a combination of things. What are you guys working on today? I know Becky said she's busy today. She won't be able to talk, but she's watching. But Diane, what are you working on? Did I miss some comments? No. Okay, so the hood is here, so I'm just going to pin. The zip is a bit long, But I'm just going to pin it to the top. Oh, it's not a bit long. It's actually perfect. Oh my goodness. And I must be careful not to put a pin into my finger, because I usually do it when I work with this type of thing. And I just have to finish those PJ bottoms. Just put in the elastic in the waist and hem them. Oh, wonderful! You have been really getting through your whips, basically. Well, no, you don't have really whips. It's like you've started them new, but I'm really impressed with all that you've been doing, Diane. That is so amazing. Let's keep on pinning. Now, when I pin, I like to do like half. I pin in the top ends, like the top and the bottom, and then I put one in the middle. Then in the middle of that, I put one again, and then I will put another one. I know it's quite close, but that way I know it doesn't move when I sew it all together. Okay, and said, I feel lazy, but I'm cold, and this time of the year, I just want to sit and cover up. So do that. You're retired, you may. I actually have been doing that quite a lot in the last few weeks. The big thing is, make sure you do move around a little bit, just so you don't go completely stiff by summer. But for the rest, just enjoy this weather. This is, let's talk about this. So there's the care for friends, but there's also the thing of self-care. And I was listening to this one person the other day, little girl. She's like in her 20, I think she's 24 or something. And she was just talking. She lives in the mountains. I'm thinking, where is it again? Might be in, I think she's close to where? What's that place? Washington. She lives in Washington. And she was talking about spending the winter in the mountains and how she was snowed in and she couldn't get out. But it's like normal. And how she was feeling guilty because she's not doing all the things that she thinks she should be doing. And then she realized that there's a place of rest. That's the season you are in. And to listen to the seasons. If you look in nature, the animals and the trees and all of those things, they understand the seasons and they live accordingly. But we as humans, we just try to do so much all the time because that whole thing of hustle culture has told us that that is the way you do it. That's the way you should be doing it. And so I have really been embracing that philosophy quite often lately, but I've realized I still sometimes don't allow myself to just rest because I feel guilty. And that's part of that thing of looking after yourself is give yourself time to rest. Hi there, Akwema Fudunsin Aluwaken Kemi Fudunsin Funsen. Sorry, I've butchered your name, but that's a really interesting name. Welcome. We're talking about the fact that we don't give ourselves grace and permission to just rest sometimes. What's your take on that? Kwemi. Kwemi. So back to this thing that I watched, I have just come to the conclusion that I'm going to be kind to myself and give myself permission to rest. And so, Diane, if you have moments where you feel like you just want to sit on your couch with a blanket, do it. It's winter. It is time to slow down. I've actually read about this one place. I think it's in the Siberia, in those areas, where there was this tribe up until about 50 years ago. It would literally go to sleep in the winter, all of them, and then there would be one or two people who would, so that they would take turns to wake up and to make sure the fires are going. But they would literally sleep through the winter because most of the time there was not enough food to feed everybody. But also it was so cold that it was easier to keep everybody sleeping in one place, and this whole tribe would sleep through the winter. And yeah, I think it's brilliant. And then they would keep it so it doesn't freeze, but it was quite cold in the places where they would sleep in their furs. And apparently that was that their whole system shut down, like the animals would go into hibernation. I just thought that was so interesting. The nice thing about an open-ended zip is you can just take it off. And then you don't have to worry. Yeah, kind of like the bears sleep in winter. I thought that was so interesting. And then with electricity and all of these things, the people started living like the Westerners, and it actually caused extreme depression in a lot of them. So it is so interesting. Okay, now I'm taking this side and I'm just going to pin it the same as the other side. Starting at the bottom, and on this one I will start sewing from the top. So again, the pins must go this way. So back to making this, putting zips in for my sister. It's not something that is like broken or it's needed. It's just something that she really would like with her tops. And I'm at that place where I feel like your clothes must work for you. It must fit you the way you want it to fit. It must fulfill the needs that you have out of it. And so I love it when people ask me to turn their clothes into exactly that. Make it fit the way they want it to fit. Make it be comfortable and yeah, I'm quite pleased that I'm getting around to it today. And I know we're working towards the picnic on the 14th, but I don't think the picnic's going to go anywhere. We still have time. But over here, it's starting to get cooler, and my sister needs her tops. And they've been hanging here for quite some time. So I need to get my butt into gear and do it for her. So again, I'm going to find the middle and put a pin there. And then again the middle. Like I said, I'm literally having the zip just cover the overlocking. Good morning, Grace. How are you doing? We are talking about how it is acts of love to do things for the people you love. And my sister have these tops. They were like hoodies, normal hoodies, and she's not wearing or grabbing them because she likes a thing with a zip. And so she came to me and she asked if I would do it for her, and of course I said yes. And she was like, no, I'll pay you. But for me, it's one of those things of she's always doing stuff for me. So why can't I do stuff for her as well? And back to the whole thing of Valentine's, that is part of the thing that I want to remember in this season. There's acts of love that I can do for the people around me. And it doesn't need to be major gestures like, I don't know, like maybe go and buy them flowers or, uh, I would love flowers, but what's something that you can do? I know my one friend, she sometimes would buy her friends quite expensive gifts. And you don't always have to, there is places for that if you can afford it. But I've also learned through the years that sometimes it's nice just to have that something small that tells me I've thought about you. Or like doing this for my sister of, you know, I love you and I want to do this for you. And it's actually such a privilege. Okay, this one is ready. Let me just put another pin here. It is so mucky over here today. It's totally humid and yo, I have really been struggling with the heat. But it's not a dry heat. I can handle the dry heat quite well. But as soon as the humidity goes up, oh, I don't like that. Okay, this one is now ready to sew. I'm just going to put it back here because I'm not going to sew yet. I just want to put the fan on me. There we go. And then show you, I finished one of the lavender hearts and I'm really chuffed with it. Look at that. So I filled it with the lavender that we picked yesterday. It actually dried really well. Even though it, like, you can't believe it, we had a little bit of a drizzle last night. That is completely out of character for this time of the year. But anyway, luckily I could put it, because it's so humid, this area gets quite damp sometimes. So as soon as it gets humid, I put the dehumidifier on. And I just put this on the dehumidifier and it dried it out so quickly. So I filled the first one just to see how it's going to look. And I'm so chuffed with it. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. Okay, let's do the next one. I cut these quite short. Bummer. That's so much better. Oh, I should have put the fan on me long ago. I have it. I need to use it. There. I'm going to put it up. So in Cape Town, we have wind maybe 80% of the time. But today the wind did not blow, and that's part of the reason why it's so hot. But sometimes it's not cold, but the wind's cold. So my sister has this jacket, which is also like a hoodie. It doesn't have a hood. And she uses it, my sister plays golf. And I love going with her. I don't really play. I'm okay to get the ball from where you tee off to the, you know, with long, I can hit it really hard and really far. But to get it onto the green, then it takes me, on the green, it takes me like 29 shots to get it into the hole. So I just drive the golf cart. It's less frustrating for all of us. So when she goes and play golf, she takes this along. But golf has become so expensive, the golf course fees. So it's not that often. But she said she wanted to start playing again. Just once a month. Because it's really her happy place. Like, this is my happy place. She loves playing golf. When we were growing up, my uncle and aunt lived next to a golf course. And they had access to it as part of their employee package. Because they were actually working in the Kruger National Park. And so we would sometimes go to them for the holidays, and my two sisters and my cousin, they would play golf the whole time. It was actually so interesting. I would just go along. That same golf course, they were the one time this one guy was not hunting, he was playing golf because he just moved there, and they said, oh no, that's what you do when you're here, you play golf. So he got a golf set and he started playing golf. And apparently he was hitting the ball and it hit an impala, and the poor impala was lights out. And the next moment, a lion stormed out of the bush. And this guy apparently was like holding the impala, leaving the impala so that the lion could get it. And then the lion went after him. He didn't want the impala, it wanted him. And so the guy finally get home and he's like, no, I'm not playing golf anymore because that's too dangerous. So then they said, okay, now another thing you could do around here is fishing. So he started fishing in the Crocodile River, which is already a thing. And apparently while he was fishing, his friends came along and they're like, hey, did you see the leopard in the tree above you? So that was the end of his fishing. Then he got himself cable TV so he can watch sport. And he was sitting the one day watching sport, and all the houses have like a 2-meter fence, a 6-foot fence around the house. And the next moment, a kudu jumped over the fence into his yard, and I think it was a leopard that jumped after it and caught the kudu in his yard, and it ended up eating this kudu in his yard. Oh my goodness. So no, sorry, at that stage he took up gardening. Yeah, he was busy gardening and he got into the house. And then finally he just went out and he got himself cable and he said, that's it, I'm not going out of my house anymore unless I go to work and it's in my car. But yeah, we would spend holidays there, and my sisters would play golf and I would just walk along. But it was a beautiful golf course. And it was so cute. The warthogs would run past, or the impala would run, and sometimes you saw the crocodile at the one water hole. But there, if you hit your ball in the water, you did not take it out. Oh, this one I will have to cut shorter. It's a little bit too long, but that's not the end of the world. Ow. Is it bleeding? Yep. It's thing of not getting blood on the people's things. Quite important. And now we're doing this side. Yes, I finished sewing away the excess thread. Okay, let's start. Oh, I forgot. No pins in the mouth. You might end up swallowing them, and then that is a very expensive experience. Let's keep going. So what I want to do when I'm done with this is to just fill a few more of the lavender hearts so that they're done, so I can pack them away and sew them close. And yeah, let's see how the time goes. So what I was wondering for tomorrow, would you like to go with me to the beach and go for an evening walk? Because back to the whole thing of love. Love is also a thing of self-care. And sometimes walking is, for me, one of those things that clear my head. So I was thinking we can go to the beach and have a walk, nice walk there for an hour. And yeah, just chat about whatever. I don't know. Maybe you can put in the comments if you would like to do that. Or otherwise I'll just go on my own. But it might be nice for those of you in the northern hemisphere to see the waves and the sunset and all the nice things. Because I know when I was living in America over the winter, I loved it when my family from South Africa would phone me and we would be on live chat, or what, not really live chat, you know, just where I could see FaceTime, where I could see what they were up to and how the weather was and all of that. That's strange. Oh, there's the problem. Darn. I'll have to catch up again. Bush travel adventure. Awesome. Okay, and okay, we'll go to the beach tomorrow. Waves and pretend to feel the heat. Okay, let's do that. That's going to be so much fun. Oh, wow. Yes, I would love doing that. I'll make sure I can get my microphone. I might have to put earphones in because then the microphone is better. I've got an earphone microphone thingy. Beach day tomorrow, that is the thing. I'm so excited. We're going to the beach. Oh, I'm gonna love that. If you don't have to chat, if you guys just want to hear the sea and listen to the waves and the seagulls and the people enjoying themselves, we'll see tomorrow. I think that is just awesome. I've been telling you to pin the ends and then pin the middle, and I didn't do it here, and now I have to redo it. That's a bit irritating, but that's okay. Nothing is chasing me, and I do have time. This is actually so nice, and I love how it's picking up the red from there. But I also want to do, there was like a bib in here. Now I'm going to keep that. Now I'm going to actually sew them with red cotton, just to pick up the red from the rest. I think that will be so pretty. My sister is really going to be chuffed when after I got this done. One of the other 14, oh, thank you, Diane. So we're on day 4 now, so that means we've got 10 days left. So tomorrow we're going to the beach, but I think one of the 10 days that we have left, I'm going to take you to the place where we're going to have the picnic and show you around. and then maybe we can pick a place where we want to have the picnic. I so wish all of you could join me. That would be such fun. Okay, we have another one done. I can sit and sew them later. I just have the wrong cotton on my machine at the moment. So let's take one of these and fill it with lavender. So what's nice, because I picked them on their stems, I literally put it in, hold it, and then just pull the stem out. And then sometimes the stem doesn't pull out completely. Then I just wiggle them until they break apart. Oh, it smells so nice. I love that I can basically use the waste of the lavender bush and make this. I must go and make sure that my gimbal is charged so I don't make you seasick when we go to the beach, because that is quite hard if you're walking and the camera goes like this and up and down. So we're going to use the gimbal, and then that stabilizes the whole thing. And I'll put earphones with a microphone, because then you can hear me. I'm so excited. Part of the reason why I also want to fill, I want to see how many more I need to go and pick of this, because this is not enough for all of them, but I want to see how many I can get out of this basket, because otherwise I might need to go and pick some leaves and dry them as well. I still haven't looked up when you must cut your lavender back. To walk more when I was having back pain seems to help. Yeah, I always like to walk when I have back pain. It does help a lot. At the moment, I think there's just a lot of inflammation, but yes. And what I also love of going to the beach is I can go barefoot on the beach. And I find when I walk without shoes, it actually really helps for my back. This is such a fun activity. I know I love textured things. Some textures I don't like, but this texture, I like the crunch. When I pull it out, it goes like, and I also like the feel of the little leaves under my finger. And I like how it feels in the fabric. That is so cool. But we're really hoping for a wet winter this year. We've had it hasn't rained a lot last winter. And yeah, Cape Town is notorious for its droughts. So we're really praying that we will have good rain this year. And if we do, it means it's going to be a wet and a cold winter. And I think we're going to have that because it's already strange weather. I mean, we had like drizzle last night, which is not normal. So it's quite early for that to start. So we'll see what happens in the winter. I love winter. I know everybody always frowns upon that, but I don't do so well in the heat. I'm getting better, but yeah, my thing is winter. We do have a fireplace in the house, which is really nice. We need to find some wood before winter, because then it's too expensive. But wood has become really expensive over here. I actually need to go and look around and see what I can do. Because then we can heat the house with the wood burner. And here where I'm working gets so cold. By 12 o'clock it's nice and warm, but in the mornings it is so cold. It's literally, I sit here and I make white clouds and my hands get so cold. So I'm going to get myself a gas heater because electricity is so expensive at this stage. And now that I have the extractor fans in, I can do a gas heater. Yeah, 70 to 80 is nice. I don't mind that. But you're right, if it gets over 100. And you know, I cope with over 100 if it's not humid. But if you add humidity, oh no, that's the end of me. See, who's this? Sylvia. Your joy at simple things is infectious. Your weather is so different. I live in North Ontario, Canada, and we've had the most snow since 1937. Oh, Sylvia, that is hectic. I hope you guys are okay. We get snow in the mountains when it's a good year because that actually fills up our water levels. We're thankful for that. But where I live, there's no snow. Let's see. Heat over 100 degrees okay. And then winter is my favorite season too. It's the only season my allergies. I think that is why I used to love it. Now my allergies are much better. But oh my goodness. Oh, my allergies used to drive me insane. I get it now when the seasons change. And also when I get into new places, like I've moved to Cape Town, and this year my allergies was quite bad, but not as bad as it used to be. But you're right, in winter there's not as much allergens in the air, unless you live in Joburg. It's hectic there because of all the pollution. I'm really so enjoying making these hearts. I hope my friends feel the love that I'm pouring into these. I'm sure they will. What do you guys think? Do you think people can feel your love when you give them something? I know there's the thing of giving, but I sometimes think let me try again. I sometimes think that our emotions can get caught in objects. Because I know I've been to the thrift store and I would look at something and it feel off. And I can't tell you if it was really the case with that thing, but some things I'm fine, I can bring it down. But some things I would feel such a, almost like my insides are vibrating at the wrong, at the wrong vibration pace. You know, your cells vibrate at, if it's healthy cells, they vibrate at a certain vibration or a certain megahertz. And sometimes I would pick up things in the thrift store and whoa, it's like my whole inside goes haywire. So I do think things can transfer feelings. I remember the one time I picked up it was a hand-painted frame, and I felt such sadness when I looked at it. And it was just a normal little house against a mountain. It was quite cute, you know. And I just felt such a sense of sadness when I picked it up. It was really strange. This is a wonky art. Oh my gosh. But I don't think it's a problem. I think it will still be cute. Now let's close it up. And then I can fill the next one. I just love slow stitching. And I say it every time. But handwork makes me happy. There's a video on my channel, I think it's the main video if you open the channel, where I show how I made a top, insertion lace top by hand. And that also was such a fun project, and it was so relaxing. Sylvia, we appreciate the snow as it makes a difference in our forest fire season. Winter allows me to wear all the woolies. I believe that as well. Things hold energy. Yeah, we also appreciate it when it's cold and snowy on the mountains and raining, because it literally fills the groundwater. And Cape Town also gets extreme fires. So if we have snow on the mountains, then and enough rain, then it's a better season in summer, because we are a winter rain season. So a friend of mine is an emotional coach. She's a bit woozy, you know, one of those where I hug trees, but she goes further than just hugging trees. And she's just too cute. But sometimes I'm like, oh, okay. But we sat the other day and I was talking about I had to do a presentation at a meeting. It was quite scary. There were like 100 people. That was scary. But it was good in the end. And I said to her before, and I feel so stressed about this. She said, you know what, when you stand there, you are going to do this exercise. And maybe it will help you. It's actually so awesome. So what you do is when you stand there, you say, let the love flow through you into me and out on the other side. And I thought, no, you know. And I just did that before I went up, because you know what, if your friend tells you something, then you try it until you realize it doesn't work, and then you don't say anything, you just move on. So I thought I'll do that. And I did that, and it was so awesome. I got up, I was completely relaxed. I didn't see anybody in the audience as, oh, they're going to judge me or think I'm stupid, or, you know, all the thoughts that, I don't know about you, but I always get it when I have to do a speech or talk in front of people. And it was just so awesome. And afterwards, it was like everybody came and said, you did such a good job. And I didn't think it was great, but it was one of those situations where it was like, oh, okay, it really works. Let the energy flow through you. So yeah, that was interesting. Let's do another one. I don't know why they don't want to come out properly. Let me just see. Oh, I think I need to cut them. That's sad. But anyway, let's cut it. Let's see if that helps. Nope. Oh, these were the ones I didn't fold double. I just lost my needle. There you are. Let's add some more of this. I just love this basket. I had a friend who was an antique dealer, and she was living next to me when I still had my property. She was living next to me, and I would walk over to her in my floaty dresses and go and visit her for tea. Actually, we used to have coffee, and she was such a character. So nobody really knew how old she was, but apparently she was like close to 80 at that stage. But she was beautiful. You would never say she was that old. And she just had such a zeal for life. And I would go and visit her and then look at what she got in new, and she always had something interesting. And what was also nice is if I liked something, she would let me pay it off. Like, oh yeah, you can pay it whenever, you know. And I walked in the one day and she had all these antique herb baskets. She had this one, a bigger one, but the bigger one was reserved or was sold already. And then she had some other small baskets, and I bought the small baskets, and I can't tell you how much joy these baskets have brought me. It's just, I mean, this is a wonky basket, but it's a typical herb basket, and I would go into my vegetable garden and go and harvest all the vegetables in that. So yesterday it was so much fun, because usually I keep my my patterns that I'm working on, and my, you know, those plastic clips that you use to clip things closed until you sew them. I keep that in here, and I just took it all out, and I went out and we all picked the lavender, and it was just so nice. And now I'm sitting here working in this basket, and every time I look at it, I feel so excited. It's like, oh, look at what I can do. I can use my basket for what it's made for. Oh, I must watch the time because I'm going to home group tonight. My friend will fetch me, so I need to be ready for her. Let's just break those up so they didn't break. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. It's so freaky how fast time is going. Yesterday morning I woke up and oh, there's a message from the Happy Leo. Gardens are a great way to get some sunshine, and fresh fruits and vegetables are a plus. Totally. We have a little not olive, lemon tree in the back, but it's really struggling. And then I don't know. I think it was like a nachi. No, no, it's not a clement. I think it's called a clementine. You know, those orange thingies that you open up. So I think on the one side they put a lemon tree on the root, and on the other side they put this nachi tree. But the nachis are this big. They're quite nice though. But it's so funny, and the lemons are also not big. So I think we need to put some effort into the lemon tree because it's not happy at the moment, and it's tiny. It's like this, and apparently it fits me at my shoulder. It's been there for a long time, so I think that must be my winter mission, to see if I can sort the lemon tree out. I used to have a worm farm, and when I moved and gave up my house, I gave it to a friend. The other day no, it's not a young tree. It's been we bought the house in the middle of last year, but it's been there. The lady, I think they planted it. It's been there for 10 years now, the previous owner. So yeah, it's not young at all, but it doesn't look happy. So we'll have to go and do some research and see what I can do for it. Because we are giving it water, according to what she told us. So I'm not really a lemon tree expert. The only thing I will do different when I go and pick more is I'm going to put a cloth in the middle, in the inside, because they just fall through the smaller pieces. Ooh. I think one more should do it now. It's a little bit more. close it. And then I have to run. I'm really excited about our beach day tomorrow. So for those of you who came later, tomorrow, so this whole aim, or not aim, purpose of this 14 days of Rooted in Love is to look at Valentine's Day from a different perspective. It's not just about the roses and the chocolates. It's also about looking after yourself, because you cannot love others if you can't love yourself. And who's this? Oh, hi there, Jatkin Gran Babu. How are you? Welcome. So back to the thing of no children. I've got cats and dogs. So we're going to go to the beach tomorrow, because that is a form of self-care, to walk on the sand with your feet in the water and just enjoying the sunset. So tomorrow afternoon we are all going to the beach, and I'm going to go to the beach, and I'm going to take you all along. It will be the same time as today, and we only do an hour. So our hour is almost up. It's 3 more minutes. And just thank you for all of you who joined me today. It's been so relaxing. So for that stitch, to close it, I go in on the one side, come out, and then go in on the other side and go out, and I just keep on doing it until it's closed. Oopsie. Oh, Diane, I imagine that. I mean, it's been snowing at your place and cold and grey. Nope. You're going to see the sun and the sand and the waves. And maybe, if we're lucky, we'll see some seals playing in the water. I hope we don't see some, I don't really want to see the sharks. They can stay out of it. Hello, Pinky. Oh. There's a sweet little Pinky cat here. Okay. Oh. She's such an independent munchkin. Hey. Oh, thank you, Diane. I'm very happy with them, and I'm sure my friends will love them. Oh, come here. Okay. Okay, I need to run. It's Bible study time, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the beach. Bye.